Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I'm going to be trying Emily Henry's writing routine. Now, I'm very excited about this. Even though I am currently not writing romance, I feel like it's so admirable how fast romance writers are able to write a book. I wish I could write that fast. My last book, if we're counting from start to end, took about 8-9 years. We're hoping it doesn't take that long for the book that we're writing in this video, which is why I chose Emily Henry's routine, because in her writing routine, well, I'll let her explain it.
I'm very, very, very fortunate to be able to write full time at this time anyway. And so I really do wake up, I get myself a cup of coffee, and I sit down. I might play like Wordle or a couple of little word games on my computer, and then I will pretty much immediately start writing. So if I'm drafting like the first draft of a book, I will write 2,000 words a day, no matter what, unless, if there's an emergency. Sometimes there's an emergency, but my goal is 2,000 words a day until a book is done. And so that usually means the first draft takes like a month and a half. And it's very, very, very bad at that point. But I really do subscribe to the idea of just sitting down and doing it, no matter how bad it is, and just believing you can fix it later.
Okay, so as you can see, Emily Henry writes 2,000 words a day. Now, on my good days, I write about 500. When I have a routine going, it's usually me writing 500 words a day, 1,000 if I'm lucky, but 2,000, that has never been something I've done, but we're trying it this week, along with the other parts of her routine, which is, as she said, wake up in the morning, drink a cup of coffee, play some kind of word brain game, and then write 2,000 words a day, no matter what. I'm filming this intro a little bit into the video because the original intro, it's just ugly. The recording on it was just hideous. So I do know how it's going, but you don't. And you're about to find out. Let's get to the video. Hello, we're in my kitchen. I just got a delivery from DoorDash. I don't have a coffee machine in my house. I had to order some. And I thought that since I was going to order some coffee, I might as well get a variety. So let me show you what I picked out. Sorry if you can hear my mom in the background. So I got Oreo iced coffee from Delight, Dunkin' Donut French vanilla, coffee bubble milk tea drink, UCC coffee with milk. And then I got Miss Emma Chamberlain herself's coffee. This is the salted caramel oat milk latte. So we'll have those to try out for the morning. We'll start our day with a little bit of fun experimentation. Good morning. These are the coffees. I'm going to put them in order that I think they're going to be the best. I feel like this will be watered down, so I'm going to put it in the middle. I think this might be the best one. Then this one. Then this one. I just feel like this one's going to be too sweet. I feel like this is going to taste like absolutely coffee, which is not going to be good for me. So I'm actually going to start with the worst one because, today is the first day of this challenge, and I feel like I should start with the worst one because by Friday, no, what is today? Today's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. By Monday, my energy is going to be low, so I'm going to need the best one to pick me up. So we'll start with the worst one. I didn't even wash the thing off. Gross. Okay. Actually, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. And it's just coffee with milk. Okay, UCC. I believe I'm supposed to play a word game. I don't know if I want to play Wordle. I know she said Wordle, but I feel like she also was like, word game. And so there is a word game that I've been liking to play lately, and it's called Rattle. I have a friend that's good at word games. I mean, I'm a writer, but word games and me, maybe I'm just not a thinker. I'm a writer, but I'm not a thinker. And half the time, I do need to use the hint. Or at least Google. So we'll see if I need to Google. We'll see if I need to use a hint. And we'll see how long this takes. So I didn't do as well as I hoped. So I had to use 2 hints and 2 answers for the 2 that I needed hints for. Besides that, we did it. And it took 13 minutes, but it's fine. So if you happen to catch my last video, I've tried out Scrivener. Did not enjoy it. Did not enjoy it. And I find even more after like I had to switch out my information and put it on like a different system. When I had to like copy what I did to a different system, I realized I liked it even less than I thought. So I am going back to my tried and true Google Docs. Usually when I was working on my short story collection, I was using Word, but last year when I had started a new writing project, I was using Google Docs because Google Docs has this great extension called Writing Habit, and I like the way it tracks words, and it's very like right beside your typing, so it feels very in your face. And so I like that, and so I'm going to use Google Docs this time around. Somebody in my last video did mention in the comments to try Atticus, so maybe I'll try Atticus in one of these videos, but for today we're going to be using Google Docs. So when I'm writing, a first draft is hard for me because I have to remind myself often, every few minutes, Lydia, you have edited your stories before and made massive changes. You can do it. Even if you have to make massive changes, you've done it before. And it wasn't as bad as you're making it out to be in your head. Okay, Fritz. Okay. We did it. You might notice it looks a little different in here. It's a little darker. Had to turn on the ring light. It is 9:57. You know what? I'm not even going to make any excuses because I did it. Okay? I hit 2,000. The 2,000 was hit. Actually, I hit 2027. So I went 27 words over. So yeah, did it take almost 12 hours? Sure. But did I do it? Yes. So I'm proud of myself. If you look through our stats for the day, you'll see that I took quite a few breaks, of course. You'll see that you'll see that the longest I can stay concentrated on any one task is about 30 or so minutes. After that, like, the brain goes woo, and I have to do something else. This is also one of the nice things about Writing Habit is that it shows you the stats. Not sponsored, but if you want to. Another thing I did while I was, we'll say procrastinating, okay? Another thing I did while I was procrastinating was to put in again all of the stats for the day. So I made a little graphic so we can see how I do every day. And honestly, I want to be doing better each and every day. As you'll see, looking at our little graphic for today, for coffee, I put like, you know, a nice little because it was good. I don't know if it's like the best coffee ever, but it was good and I was surprised and I liked it, and it was sweet. It was pretty sweet. It was pretty sweet, and I did have to drink water in between sips. So for rattle, it took me 12 minutes and 56 seconds, and unfortunately I did have to use 2 hints and I did have to use 2 solves. So tomorrow, let's try to be better. And then for our writing for today, from when I started writing until I finished and hit 2027, it took 11 hours and 44 minutes. But according to Writing Habit, I was active for 139 minutes. So if we only think about the amount of time I was actively writing, it only took me about 2 hours and 19 minutes, you know? And I think that's pretty good. I think that's actually really great. If I could just sustain that in one period of time, if I could just do that consecutively, that would be great, wouldn't it? Okay, we're back, day 2. If I look tired, it's because I am. I was up all night doing nothing. This is our next one. This is what I thought would be 4th place. Why do I keep forgetting to wash off the top? Oh, wow. They really, yeah, it tastes like Oreo. At first it was tasting like maybe mocha, but then the Oreo, the black part of the Oreo cookie flavor took over. It's kind of weird. It's weird because I have like the aftertaste of an Oreo, but I have not eaten an Oreo. I am perplexed, but let's go get to work. I could say I did worse than yesterday, because if we look at Rattle, it gives you like a percentage for how well you did. And for yesterday I got an 84%, and for today I got a 92%. I only needed to use 1 hint and 1 solve, but I did have to use Google, because I technically I knew the answer. I just didn't know the answer. One of the questions asked 2 before a word in a certain alphabet, and I knew it was the I didn't know the name before I googled it, but I knew it was the one that is like whiskey, foxtrot, all that good stuff. And I was like, I know it's that alphabet, but I don't know that alphabet. I don't know the whole thing. And so I had to Google it. But it's time to get into the writing for today. And like I said yesterday, I really want to be better today. So we're trying to be this feels so bad to say. We're trying to be 11 hours and 40 something minutes today. I think we can do it. Okay, we're sitting at about 400 words now. It is now, what time is it? Let's see. It's 7:14. I wanted to go get some batteries for my CD player, because I thought that it might be useful to do a sort of Pomodoro thing where I just focus in for the length of a CD and then I give myself a break. I recently got this album, which is Wishbone by Conan Gray. A couple days ago I got what album is this? 1X or something. I got this album by 3 Days Grace. So I'm going to use these as like focus playlists at the moment. And I'm going to close out all my tabs on my computer. I'm going to put my phone across the room and we're gonna lock in. Why are we only on song 5? I want to leave this chair. But I promised you I wouldn't, so we continue on. Okay, I'm done. And it is, I finished a couple minutes ago. It's 12:06 right now, but I think I finished at like 12:02 or 3, whatever. So the thing about writing habit is that once it hits like midnight, the number doesn't continue to go up. So if we want to see technically what I wrote today, we have to like click. So I wrote technically on the 12th, whatever. 1981. But obviously we're counting the full thing because I was going until I hit 2000, and I don't just stop because it's 12 o'clock, of course. So we just have to click on September 13th, and we can see that I wrote 37 more words. So I actually finished at 12:02 a.m. But so 37 plus 1981. So that puts us over 2000. We did better than we did yesterday. And if we want to just see how our day went, if you look at our stats, you'll see that I decided that the Oreo and the coffee, the UCC coffee of yesterday, was pretty on par with each other. Yesterday's was really sweet. And you know, after drinking the Oreo for a while, I think I just got used to it. And honestly, I feel like I drunk it faster than I drank the UCC coffee. And the bottle for the Oreo was taller. So I feel like they're about on par. It was just getting over that Oreo aftertaste. For our Wordle, like I said, I feel like we're nearly on the same par from yesterday. We have a little bit more in time, but a little bit less in the help I needed. And today we did way better on the writing. And if we look at the time active, I was active for 138 minutes. And yesterday it was 139. So maybe I'm actually pretty consistent. So we'll meet back here tomorrow for day 3. And honestly, we're only getting better. Today is day 3. We're in a different location. And it's technically the afternoon. We got a late start to the morning, but it's fine. It's fine. We move on. So Dunkin' Donut, iced coffee, French vanilla. This is the one that I think will be, I feel like this was going to be watery for some reason. All right, there we go. Ooh, I like that. I feel like the coffee flavor is soft, but the French vanilla gives it such a nice note. Okay, so we would be going to play Rattle, but I have things to do today. But don't worry. Just like Emily Henry said, I'm going to get what I got to get done no matter what. So after I get back, we'll do our Rattle and we'll write. But I am going to the bookstore because honestly, I've been fiending for it. But I also am going to do something video related in that I'm going to get a couple of CDs because I feel like our experiment with the CD player last night was really successful. So it's like, wouldn't it be fun to have like some new CDs for today and listen to them through the whole way while I try to write 2,000 words? Yes, I do think that's a good idea. So that's what I'm going to go do, get some CDs. So I actually saw like a lot of great CDs while I was there. So I got The Best Damn Thing by Avril Lavigne. I was a big Avril Lavigne fan growing up, and I still love listening to her albums Let Go and Under My Skin, but I didn't have this one yet, so I went and got that one. And then because I saw it and I was just like, I feel like that's just such a capsule of time. I picked up Alicia Keys, The Diary of Alicia Keys. Now, on to other stuff. We need to play Rattle. Now, I've been debating on how exactly I want to like film Rattle with you guys, and for the first couple of days I was just like, okay, you can just see me play, but maybe I should make it just maybe a few minutes of it being a little bit more interactive for you. Oh, also I need to start our timer. So from Ferris to Will, okay, we got Ferris something, Ferris 90s rap superstar, I don't know, Ferris something, a seasonal sandwich, Ferris something, structural part of your body, Ferris best friend in a Ferris's best friend in the 1980 I don't know his name. I know Ferris Bueller, but what was his friend's name? Okay, honestly, I'm just gonna have to look up what Ferris Bueller's friend is. I really want to solve one of these without needing help. Cameron. Okay, I was right. It was for that one. Okay, let's solve a couple more. Double, okay, I think it is, after reading through these, I think double one letter in Cameron to get a country name. It has to be Cameroon, right? So Cameroon. Band that sang Africa. Like, okay. Toto? Is it Toto? Band that sang Africa. It is Toto! Oh, I didn't even have to Google it. I'm so smart. Okay, rib bone. It's not bone. Rib cage. Exercise equipment found in a certain cage in your home. What? Oh, well, Will was the only answer, so it had to be Will. Okay. When did we finish? 9:58. 9:59. Okay, so we did it, and this is my fastest time yet, even though I did have to use Google, but I didn't have to use any hints or solves. Just a quick aside before I get started writing, I wanted to mention that with writing habit, even though, like I told you yesterday, once you hit 12 o'clock, it just stops counting upwards. You can set what you want to define a day as. So you can do standard, which is 12 a.m. to 11:59 p.m. Or you can do night owl, which is 4 a.m. to 11:59 a.m. So I have it set to night owl, and I think that's why when you look at my stats, it'll show that I wrote all those words on one day. For instance, it looks like this now, when, remember what I showed you yesterday, it was like 198 something. I'm gonna scroll on social media and then get back to it because I've convinced myself I don't have a choice. That is the key to writing a lot. Convince yourself that you don't have a choice.
10 seconds later.
Why, Emily Henry? Why 2,000 words? Is 1,000 not good enough for you? Ugh. I'm done. Here are the stats for the day. I'm going to bed now. Bye. Morning, friends. We only have 2 coffees left. Don't look at my refrigerator. We only have 2 coffees left. So that means it is day 4. I can't believe that we've written 6,000 words. That just feels impossible. Okay, let's see if I can open this with one hand. I just cut my nails, so it's a little hard. Okay, here we go. Ew. Ew, ew. Wow, I had this whole thing wrong. I think I heard someone mention that fancier coffee tastes more like fruit. And maybe this is like that kind of coffee, because there's this, I guess it's like a fruity kind of taste, but also the caramel taste. And maybe, I don't know, also maybe the oat milk. Ew. I don't know if I can say that was our worst day of rattle yet. Like, technically, we made good time. We finished in 11 minutes and 31 seconds, so that was better than our worst time. But I had to use 3 clues and 1 solve today. On to Google Docs. It's crazy how the mind works because it is 11:33. I'm at 1,200 words and I'm just like, oh my gosh, it feels impossible. How do I hit 2,000? I'm so tired and I want to go to bed. But I was thinking about the last writing challenge I did when I did R.F. Kuang's writing routine. And for that routine, I was only writing 1,000 words a day. And I had a similar problem one day. I think I was like at 200 words, and I was like, it's impossible to hit 1,000. It's too hard, and I want to go to sleep. And then I actually did go to sleep that day. So, but we're committed. We're committed. But I was just like, it's so crazy because when you give your mind the limit, it will go to that limit. Last time I was like, I need to hit 1,000 words, and trying to hit 1,000 felt hard. But now that I'm like, I need to hit 2,000 words, like, it's still hard getting to 1,000, of course. The moments when I want to quit is when I'm past like 1,000, when I have like 800, 500 words left. I'm just like, oh, it's impossible. The lesson here is to make your word goals high. I guess that's what we've learned.
Later that day.
You all, it's gotten to the point where I've come into my room again and I'm laying on the couch and I'm literally just dictating into my phone. I literally just like, I cannot sit up any longer. For a moment there, I did doubt that I would be able to do it, but I did do it. It is, let's see, it's 1:20 a.m. So for the 14th, before I hit 12 o'clock, we had 1483, and then we had to click on this because it technically isn't counting it for this day. And we see, like, after 12, we went to 119 and got the rest of the words in. So we ended with all this added up at about 2022. So 2,022 words altogether. If you want to know what our stats are, this is it. And just looking, the time we were active today, I believe is 102 minutes. So technically we wrote today the fastest we've written during our active periods. But, you know, over when I started and ended, this is like middle of the road. Good morning. This is the look of someone who's written 8,000 words so far. And today is the last day I will have to write 2,000. So, as you can imagine, I'm both very tired and very excited. This was the projected winner. So let's see who's gonna come out on top. That was very America's Next Top Model of me.
You want to be on top?
Who's gonna be on top? Anyways, you can tell I'm tired. Okay. Oh, it started off really good, and then it got not good. But then the aftertaste tastes like the beginning taste. So I'm confused. Okay, so I had to run an errand this morning, and when I got back, I promptly took a nap. Anyways, it's 4 p.m. It's 3:56 p.m. So, yeah, let's rattle. That was really bad. I think I used 4 hints, 4 solves. I don't know if it's just my brain is fried or that was really hard, but I think it was part both, because some of these I was like, I wouldn't have got that. I just wouldn't have got that. And so I got a 69%, and I solved it in 12 minutes, 15 seconds. I was hoping we was going to start out better than this, but let's get to writing. In awful news, I was just looking at the stats, and I don't know what happened. I must have miscalculated wrong somewhere, But I, I didn't write 2,000 words yesterday. I must have added something wrong. Oh my, I don't know what that. No! I was looking at the stats and it was like, because I told you how writing habit works. So I was looking at the stats. I was like, it should be updated. It should be showing me the exact amount of words I wrote yesterday. And so I was like, cool, very cool. Okay, let me look and see, you know, just so I can see it all together. And I was looking and it said 1,966 words today. I said, well, no, because remember we added it up together yesterday. But I guess I didn't add it up right because this is crazy. This is crazy. Literally 40 words. I literally wrote 2,000 words for 3 days straight. And the thing is, if I knew we were at 1966, I would have kept writing. But I thought we I thought we were done. Look at that. How did this happen? I was like, it must be doing it wrong. So I went and added up all of these numbers. And then, hold on. And then I went back to history. I went, because I know it's going to show it at the end of this day. And I added up these numbers, and it didn't equal 2,000. You ever fail at something and your first thought is, well, I might as well give up. Like, if you're in the middle of something and you fail at one part, don't you just feel like, well, what's the point? What's the point? If you ever wonder what a crash out looks like, this is me crashing out. I don't even know what to do anymore. Let's get to writing. Editing Lydia here. I still don't know what happened because I was looking at the footage and what I added was right, but somehow, I don't know. I'm thinking what happened was maybe I was writing exactly at 12 and some of the words that were counted for the previous day were also counted for the next day. And when it was reconciled later that day into the final count, it wasn't 2022. I don't know. What I do know is that I'm upset. Okay, everyone, I'm done. I can't believe I'm done. I'm done. I feel a little defeated because of what happened yesterday and that I technically didn't hit 2,000 words yesterday, but I can get past it, I guess. When I tell you I'm exhausted, I'm worn out. What I've learned in this experiment is that I should only ever do it for 3 days. Because after 3 days, it's just like, why are we still doing this? Why are we doing this? We're just doing it to do it. I also know that 2,000 words, not for me. I think 1,000 words is where I hit my peak performance and being able to recover. Because 2,000, as the days went by, also the thing is, if I work a lot during the day and I'm not doing things that I want to do or that are like fun, I will make up that time where I didn't get to spend having fun at the end of the day. So I would just stay up till like 4 or 5 in the morning, just, on Twitter, because I wasn't on Twitter all day, because I was going back and forth between working or thinking about the story, Even if I was taking breaks, like, I feel like the story was always on my mind, so I was always at work in some way. Yeah, that's what I learned. That's what I figured out about myself. So if we look at the last day stats, they not the best. Obviously Wednesday was our best day, but you'll see that I finished writing in 2 hours and 2 hours and 34 minutes. Now the thing about that is that I think I mentioned this, but this novel started as a short story, and so we're getting to the part of the novel that is where a lot of the short story was happening. So I just really needed to take some of the short story and put it into this book. And you might say, isn't that like cheating because you didn't write? It's not cheating because I said so. Yes, because I said so. So yeah, today's coffee I decided was gross. I tried to drink some more of it, and the ending taste was just heinous. It was like, I don't know, chemically. Ew. I feel like I've been through a lot. I've learned a lot. Thank you, Emily Henry, because now I at least have added about 10,000 words to this manuscript. This book is at 13,547 words, so we've made significant progress. Added over 10,000 words to the book, so I'm really happy about that. I really hope you've enjoyed this, because I was looking through my camera roll and there's about 100 different video clips for this video, and I'm gonna have to edit all that. But thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye. And also, if you're curious about how the coffees are ranked, here is that. I put Dunkin' first. I'm surprised. I thought it was gonna be mid, but maybe it's basic, and maybe I just like basic.